Good day, ma'am. I am May Basilio, and on behalf of my group mates, I'll be the one conducting our interview for today for our HRM subjects. First of all, thank you so much for giving us your time. Really appreciate you joining us despite your busy schedule. So, before we start, how are you today po?
I'm doing great. Thank you for asking.
Okay, that's nice to hear. We're happy to have you here. So, just a quick background. So, this interview is part of our human research management project. So, we where we get to learn from our from professionals like you. So, don't worry. This will be casual, nothing too formal. We just want to get your insights and experiences as someone working in the HR field. So, to start, can you share a bit about your main responsibility as an HR supervisor in your organization, or if you're not yet a supervisor, maybe you can tell us about your current role and the task you usually handle.
Sure. I'm currently working as a human resource assistant, mainly focusing on recruitment and talent acquisition. My role involves sourcing and screening applicants, coordinating interviews, and assisting in the hiring and onboarding process. I also help maintain applicant databases, use human resource information system, and ensure that all recruitment activities follow company policies. Aside from that, I support other HR functions whenever needed, such as handling employee records and assisting in orientation.
Oh, I see. So it sounds like you're really hands on in the hiring process. Recruitment seems like a lot of responsibility, especially since you help shape the team. So that's interesting. Thank you for sharing that. Speaking of the workplace, I am curious. How do you usually handle conflicts or issues among employees? Because I imagine that must be one of the trickiest part of HR.
Okay, so when there are conflicts, I try to listen to both sides first and understand the situation before taking any actions. I make sure to stay neutral and respectful to both parties kasi in HR field, we do not take sides. As much as possible, we listen to both sides of the story, and then I help them find a fair solution based on company policies, or if necessary, I coordinate with the matter with my supervisor for further guidance.
So that's a very professional way to handle it. I like how you stay neutral and base decision on policies. That really helps avoid bias. So it shows emotional maturity too, which I think is very important in HR. So now, aside from solvings, HR also plays a big part in keeping employees motivated. So what strategies do you usually use to motivate and develop your team members?
I believe motivation starts with communication and appreciation. I try to acknowledge the efforts of my teammates, especially when they're doing well. I also like sharing positive feedbacks or simple encouragement to keep everyone's morale up. If there's something we can improve on, I share suggestions in a supportive way. I think teamwork and positive environment really helps us to grow together.
That's a great mindset. I agree. A positive and supportive workplace really helps people do their best. Even small gestures like appreciation and encouragement can make a big difference. Since performance is part of HR's focus, how do you ensure fairness and objectivity when evaluating employees? Because sometimes it can be challenging to stay unbiased, especially when you know the people personally.
For me, fairness means focusing on facts and actual performance. I rely on set criteria and feedback based on their work rather than personal opinions. It's also important to be transparent about expectations so everyone knows how their performance is being measured. So currently, in our company, I have a proposal which is the rewards and recognition, and based on that, we really need to coordinate with the team leaders for their key performance indicator. So I already had a quite experience on being fair um, to actually handle what do you call this performance.
Oh, I see. That's nice to hear, and it's true, being transparent and consistent really helps build trust. I like how you focus on the criteria rather than personal opinions. It really shows fairness and professionalism. Before we end, I just want to ask, for last, what advice can you give to students like us who dream of working in human resource management someday?
Mm. My advice is to be patient and people oriented because working in HR isn't just about paperwork. It's really about understanding people and helping them grow. You'll face different kinds of situation and personality. So having empathy and good communication skills really helps. And of course, keep learning because HR practices are always changing.
Exactly. That's very inspiring. Thank you so much. I think that's something we'll definitely keep in mind as we continue our study, and also of course those who will take this course, those future uh, who dream to work in HR field. So that would be all the question I have for today. Once again, thank you so much, ma'am, for taking the time to share your knowledge and experiences with us. We really learned a lot from your insights and we appreciate your openness. We wish you all the best in your HR career and thank you again for helping us with our project. Have a great day, ma'am.